everyone, welcome back to Caprine Cottage. My name is Anne, and today I'm joining you from our most familiar location, my kitchen in the Finger Lakes region of upstate New York. So it's a little bit dark today. It's a little gloomy, but so I wanted to do kind of like a cozy knit and chat, also like life update video, because I know that I've been a little inconsistent on here, and yeah, I don't know. I think people are interested. There's not gonna be a lot of knitting. I wanted to like knit and chat, but right now I'm working on two gift knits like frantically, and they're both charted, like they're color work, and I just don't think I can do that and talk. Like if we were really together, you would be holding half of the conversation, so I could be knitting when you were talking. But because I'm just talking, I don't think that I can focus on both at the same time. But I brought one to show you a little bit of it. And then, yeah, I just thought I would chat a little bit about the things that are going on. And I also have, you're not going to see a lot of this on this channel, but I have an unboxing. I was sent a gift from a viewer here, and she said I didn't have to show it or anything, but I really want to. The things she sent me are so beautiful and so thoughtful, and I really think you guys are going to enjoy that too. So that's kind of what's on the, I don't know, agenda for today. Yeah, so I guess the first thing I'll say is that it just is a little dark today. The weather's been a little weird here. We had snow on Thanksgiving, which is, I mean, it was more common when I was a child, but in the last 10 years or so, very uncommon. And it was frigidly cold until this week, and then it's been surprisingly warm. It's like well into the 40s Fahrenheit here, which is quite, you know, like it's not super warm, but it's warm for December, and all the snow is melted. It's pouring rain. So it's just been that's been a little unpredictable and weird. But yeah, other than that, I guess I'll show you my project first, because some of you are kind of here for the knitting. So this is the second of, also, yeah, I forgot. I mean, hopefully my mom won't watch this until after Christmas, but I'm working on her mittens. So I finished the tam, and I did one mitten, and I'm on to the second mitten, so that's here. I'm just going to show it quickly. I'm doing this in Udolpho. These are the reindeer moss mittens by Helene Magnuson out of Modern Daily Knitting Field Guide. I'm not sure which number. I've said it a million times. It's what this sweater is. Yeah, I'm wearing my crowberry sweater, also by Helene Magnuson from that same field guide. Super cozy. Just want to have the cozy vibes today. I have a cup of tea. I have like a festive holiday candle. Trying to kind of center in and have a moment of relaxing, because my life has been really crazy. But yeah, so that's the project that I'm mainly working on. I'm also working on Caleb's project, but I haven't made enough progress to really show, and also he will probably help me edit this, so I don't want to put it in here because he really doesn't know. He knows like the yarn and the colors, but he has no idea what it is. So trying to keep that secret. I never realized how hard it would be to keep knitting gifts secret once you have a knitting podcast. But I figure everyone will humor me even if they know what their gift is and be like, oh, I'm so surprised. So that's that piece. Sorry, I'm trying to decide what to start with. I guess I want to start a little bit upfront just by reaching out and saying thank you to all of you guys. I posted on social media a little bit about some of the stuff that's going on, and a few of you reached out wanting to donate, and I was like, oh, don't worry about it. Some of you found my Ko-Fi and donated anyway, which I am so grateful to you. Thank you. Yeah, I don't really talk about that on here. Like, I do have a Ko-Fi. It is there. But obviously I don't want people to feel obligated. Yeah, and on the sort of like money topic, I did ask for you guys to maybe watch my videos or catch up if you hadn't. And I really did see an increase in views that day, which was great because it was a day I would have normally put out a video. And I didn't, so I wouldn't have earned the ad revenue that I normally would on that day, but you guys really came through and helped bump those numbers up, and so that helped a lot. And on the topic of like views and monetization, I forgot to say this in, I don't even know what video, a few videos ago, about the Burra cardigan. But I just want you guys to know that that project is 100% funded by your views. So that's just like a crazy experience for me to have, but I was able to buy all of the supplies for that project because of you guys, like 100%. And that's amazing. Like right now, this is obviously not like financially sustaining for me where I can, you know, like pay all my bills from it. But the fact that it's like allowing me to fund certain projects that I might not be able to otherwise is really special and really amazing. So I have a lot of gratitude towards you for making that happen. It wouldn't be possible if no one was watching. But so I guess now I'll just talk a little bit about some of the things that have been happening. So it's like good news, bad news. I want to say things are looking up. I'm a little nervous to like curse myself. It's been kind of crazy. But the first really, really big news is that in September, Caleb and I got engaged. He proposed to me. We've been together for over 8 years, and so that's really exciting. I've been sort of waiting to make an announcement because through a series of events, our ring is at the jeweler, and I've been like waiting so I could show people the ring when I made the announcement, but through a series of events, just all different things, the ring just like has been taking a really long time, and we actually just this week got the notification that it's done. So we're gonna go pick it up on Saturday so I can show it to you guys in the next video. But because we got engaged, we decided to have an engagement party, which again we put off and put off and put off because we were waiting to have the ring for the party, but that didn't happen. So we had the party anyway. It was here at our house, and it was really nice. It was great. I don't even remember the date that it was, but it was in November, and we had it outside, and it was a really good time. We actually had so many people here that like I didn't expect it to be such a big turnout. Sometimes a party just like, we don't have parties like pretty much ever. We've only ever had one other like event at our house. And that also was crazy when it happened. But it's sort of these things that like amorphous things that grow where you like realize you forgot somebody, so you invite them, and then you see somebody at the grocery store and you invite them, and then it just becomes this big thing. So it was a really special celebration and coming together that was really nice that so many people showed up for us, and that was really special. But because we were having the party, we decided to completely move pretty much all the furniture in our house, which seems like a crazy thing to do, but it made sense. So I think I've mentioned it before, especially in the last video where I was in my new studio space. We've been working for a very long time on the upstairs of our house. At least I had already redone one room, and then 2 other rooms we've been working on for multiple years now, and there's still one more that we're not going to talk about. But so we've been working on them for so long, and they were so close to being finished, and we just decided that it would be really nice to do the swap and like move everything so that people could see the new setup of our house and see all the renovations we've done, because I mean, we're pretty proud of it. I will, as I'm talking, I think I have some like vertical video I could put in here and maybe some pictures. So hopefully I'll add that here and you can see a little bit what our new room looks like. The inspiration is sort of like astrology, astronomy, house moving castle vibes. I feel like a lot of time and effort and thought went into it. So yeah, that was another like huge thing that happened. It was so much work. Me and Caleb and my mom, we worked for days and days and days. It was just so much. It was so much work. Because like Caleb and I had to finish painting like the walls and stuff. Then we had to move stuff. Obviously everything that gets moved has to be cleaned because, you know, like we're tidy and clean people, but if you've ever moved the furniture in your house, like you don't do it that often. So even if you clean when you do move it, it just gets dusty, and it was just a lot of, yeah, like cleaning and tidying and like deciding if we should get rid of things and yeah, all that. So that was just a humongous undertaking, but I'm so, so happy that we did it. Yeah, it's like been a dream come true to be in our new bedroom. It's like so peaceful and cozy and light. Like that's the one thing about the other room that's not my studio space that is really challenging is it's on the north side of our house, and it's just kind of like a dingy, kind of dark environment, and I just felt like it was like not good for our mental health. And as I start to renovate that into my studio space, I'm going to work really hard to incorporate lighter colors and make it a lighter, brighter, nicer space. Our house, you know, when we moved in, it was painted the colors it is, and we've slowly been painting, but it's a pretty big house to repaint every single surface. And that's really what it needs. Like every single room needs to be painted. Yeah, so I feel like that's kind of the update around that sort of stuff. A few of you also, I said I went to a basket making class, and I think a few of you were interested in that. I don't know how much more I have to tell. It was a willow basket weaving class, so you know, there's all different types of baskets. Like this little guy is probably split ash. You know, there's willow, there's wicker, there's other materials that I can't think of. But so a good friend of mine, her and her husband are professional basket weavers, and so she was co-teaching the class with another woman who teaches about basket making local to me. And it was a really great experience. It was a lot of fun. I feel like I learned so much in like a tight amount of time. I haven't really been in an education setting like that in many years now. I did a craft program almost maybe 10 years ago now, and that was probably the last time that I like had to absorb that amount of information. And even then, that was a 2-week program, so we were learning a lot, and it was full days, but there was more time to kind of like absorb and digest the information. This was just a 2-day weekend class, and so it is interesting to learn a new craft and yeah, like absorb all of this new information, even though it's like sort of, I feel like it's adjacent to fibercraft, like it still has similar concepts. It's so incredibly different and physically taxing in a different way. I feel like I was really grateful that I do have, you know, the hand strength and that sort of thing that I, you know, that kind of thing that I do have from knitting, from weaving, from spinning. Like, I feel like it did help me, but at the same time, it is very different to go from working with a super soft, very, you know, flexible in the extreme material like yarn or wool, and then to go to working with essentially like sticks. And even though they're super flexible and bendy, it's just different. But yeah, I guess all that is to say that like, if you are interested in doing a class like that, I would say look in your community. I imagine most places there's going to be something like that. And I think it is a great experience and a really good reminder as an adult to kind of like, as a creative adult, to like step out of your own brain and like try something new and force yourself to like rewire a little bit. So that was a really good time. I guess I'll have some more tea. Already getting thirsty. The next thing I want to talk about is sort of just not negative, but like what's been plaguing us lately and what's been so difficult and kind of consuming so much of my time and just like my mental well-being, and why it's been really hard for me to film because it just keeps, it's just like a developing situation. So over a month ago now, I think it's been at least 5 weeks, we saw that our younger male cat, Ramses, was having what seemed to be the symptoms of urinary calculi. We're very keyed into that. Our older cat, Nif, also has lower urinary feline disease, whatever you want to call it. And he was blocked many, many years ago. They're already on a urinary diet. You know, we provide extra water, all these different things. And I posted this on Instagram, and a lot of people have been giving me advice, and that, you know, that's fine and welcome and whatever. But the one thing that is hard is that, like, we didn't go into this situation blind. We know all about that. We know the risks, the consequences, all that. We've already been through it once, and we were doing all the things you're supposed to be doing and being very careful. And it still happened. So that's intense. But so we took him in, like I said, over a month ago. The vet gave him some antibiotics. He wasn't blocked at the time, but he was like, maybe he has an infection, or, you know, they also gave him some steroids, all these things to kind of help him out. And he was okay. And we put him on a new, very expensive prescription food. And he was okay for like 4 weeks. In that time, Niff, our other cat, also got sick with something completely unrelated. It feels like maybe weird to say this, but he just had terrible diarrhea, and we have no idea what caused that, really. At this point, there's like, we think he probably ate something weird. I don't know exactly what. But so that was a week of stress. He ended up being totally fine. The vet said it just happens sometimes, and I'm like, oh, great, okay. But so then after that had finally resolved, I was like, okay, like, everyone's been to the vet, everyone's had their checkups, their vaccines, their whatever, like, we're gonna be good now. And the next week, which would have been last week, we noticed that Ramses again was kind of having a hard time in the litter box. And so I brought him to the vet again, and the vet, she was like, I'm going to drain the liquid from his bladder. We're going to give him some drugs and see if maybe he can just pee on his own. And so that didn't work out. So the next day I had to bring him back. And he had to be admitted overnight, and we had to do the whole unblocking procedure, which is very pricey. If you've been through this, you know how expensive that is. And I'm so grateful that we did have, you know, the financial ability to choose that choice, because if you don't go through with the procedure, they die. You have to put them down. And so that's a really intense decision to be faced with, but all of that really is to say we picked him up on Saturday, and, you know, fingers crossed, he's been home for a few days and he is peeing fine. So, well, not fine. That's not true. He is passing urine. I feel like he's still struggling, but, you know, I've been in touch with the vet, of course. Like, I feel like I'm that person. I call them all the time. But they said that it's pretty normal for them to kind of be going lots, you know, many small times to the bathroom. And so I would say that's what's been going on with him. And I think he's improving. Like, I feel like his mood is improving. He's in the bathroom, like he's locked in there by himself, just, you know, for his own kind of well-being, so that he can rest and recuperate away from the other cats, and also so we can monitor the bathroom activities. So yeah, that's kind of the whole saga of that. It's been really, really intense, especially, like, I feel like the last time this happened, we didn't really know, you know, when Niff had this, it was almost 7 or 8 years ago. We were, like, young, and we didn't really know, like, it just happened really fast, and we had to deal with it, and we didn't know the consequences necessarily, like how severe it could be, and we just got through it. But then this time, like, I know so much more, and yeah, it's kind of thrown me a little bit. And, you know, it's like right before the holidays, and it's just a busy time anyway. But so trying to remain positive. If you guys want to, like, think positive thoughts for him, he seems to be improving. There is, within like 1 to 2 weeks of the procedure, there is, like, it's not a high risk, but there is a risk of them becoming reblocked. And so that would be horrible, because, yeah, at this point, like, we would have to either, like, take out a loan or ask someone for help to pay for it if it had to be done again. just because it's too much all at once. Yeah, so just think good thoughts. I'm trying to remain positive. He really does seem to be improving. I think that that's everything on that topic. I hope that wasn't boring. I just feel like I've posted a little bit on Instagram. I haven't done an update since he's been home. I know not all of you are over there, so maybe you didn't even see this and you're just like, what is going on? Because I also know that, or at least I feel like maybe I'm more keyed into it, but in my last couple videos, I just feel like I've been, like you can tell, I don't know, like I just feel like I haven't seemed as happy or as enthusiastic because I'm not. Yeah, so I obviously want to give you guys the best version of myself, but also I am a real person with a multitude of emotions, maybe too many. So I think that's pretty much everything for like the life update section. I feel like that's a lot of big things. Yeah, I am kind of excited because I don't know if we're gonna do it today. What day is it? It's Wednesday. But sometime this week, I think we're going to put up our tree. So I'm looking forward to that. Now that things seem to have at least settled with the cats, I feel like I can start to think about doing some festive things. But that's going to lead me into the section. Ooh, I'm going to make a noise with that chair. But where I'm going to show you this package from my friend Kate. So, what was I going to say? Oh, I filmed an unboxing of this when it came, but as I was doing the unboxing, there was just like, she was so generous and sent me so many things that I couldn't even like properly process it in that moment. And I feel like I didn't do the things justice, or I like was just like, whoa, what's this? Maybe I'll get better at that as time goes on. I don't know. But I wanted to show you guys what she sent me and encourage you to go check out her art and her absolutely beautiful products that she makes. Like I said, her name is Kate. She lives in Wales, and her like Instagram handle, her business name is The Moon and the Furrow. And I think that I have mentioned her before because she was hosting like a year-long make-along, which I think ends on the solstice. I would love to, I may like post participate in that make along. It was the like Women Who Run with the Wolves kind of themed make along. And so I would love, I don't think I'm going to get to do any of it before the deadline, but I'll probably, you know, do something later. But anyway, she sent me this beautiful box of things, and some of them, yeah, I think you're just going to like it. So the first thing is I asked her, she asked me, she said, is there anything I can get you? And I asked her if she lived by a Tesco's, which probably people in the UK are like, what? But when I was in Shetland, I got to, I just was, I mean, the whole time I was in Scotland, I was sort of like blown away by the gluten-free food options, especially the desserts. But I ate these when I was in Shetland, when we went to St. Ninian's Island. I had one in my backpack, and I ate it right there at the archaeological site overlooking the Tombolo there. And it just is such a fond memory for me. And I just love these. And so I asked her if she could pick them up. And so that's these mini cherry Bakewell tarts that are gluten-free from Tesco's. And I don't know, maybe if you're from the UK, you're like, man, those are gross. But I actually really like them. I think they're a really nice sweet treat with a cup of tea. And when you buy them here, like, I think I could get them, but they're like, it's not even like they're double the price. They're like 100 times more the price. Like, I want to say it's crazy. So I asked her if she could get those for me. And I think that it's just so incredibly sweet that she did that. So that was amazing. Also in here, I guess we'll keep on the food topic. So she sent me this amazing, this is like sea salt from Wales, and I haven't tried it. I want so bad to like dig into these things, but I wanted to make sure to film before I did. So I've just jostled things. I haven't used any of it, but after this, I'll use this when I'm cooking. It looks so amazing. I love salt too. I feel like you guys know that. From all my different videos of talking about salt. for different reasons or making this all. There is a card that has to wait till the solstice, so I'm being good and I didn't open it. The next thing I think you guys will really like is this skein of yarn, which I hope you can see. And this is from the Bobbin Sisters Dyed by the Book yarns. So I hope I say this right, but this is from the Village Hay on Wye, which maybe you guys have seen on social media. I definitely have. Kate talks about it in her card, but it's like the book village. And so there's a yarn shop there, and they made this yarn, and this yarn, the colorway is Udolpho, but it's based on, Kate wrote and told me in her letter, it's based on the Mysteries of Udolpho, which is, I guess, sort of like the OG original kind of like, how does she describe it? Dark romance from either the late 1700s or the early 1800s, you know, kind of in that like Mary Shelley, now I've lost the card. But anyway, I downloaded the book on Kindle and I'm really looking forward to reading it. And then this is a beautiful sock base yarn and the colors are just so, so pretty. And I can't wait to make something from it. I haven't decided what, but like I said, for Kate's Make Along, one of the patterns that's Women Who Run with the Wolves is a sock pattern, so maybe this could become that. I don't know. I haven't like thought about it too much. And then she sent me, this is a book and it says Sometimes a Wild God, which is a poem by Tom Hirons, I don't know. But this, like, if you are somebody, like I read the poem in here and this is just the most like beautiful and thoughtful thing. But if you're someone that like feels connected to the land or nature and that sort of things, I think you're really, really gonna like this. I'll hold it up close. I don't know if it's focusing. Please focus. Please. Well, anyway, hopefully it focused. But this like really moved me when I read it. It kind of brings tears to my eyes thinking about it. It's something very special. So yeah. Okay, that goes with that. Sorry, there's so many things in here. Here are the cards. Let me see if I can do a better job of talking about the book. Yeah, so she says that all of the hand-dyed yarn from the Bobbin Sisters is inspired by books. And, but yeah, so this was their Halloween colorway. So yeah, so she does say Gothic romance, which was, you know, part of the whole movement in the UK, obsession with ruins, supernatural. And she says that this book, Udolpho, is the inspiration for Northanger Abbey, which actually I've read like a lot of, you know, like Bronte's, Jane Austen, all those like kind of authors from that time, and Northanger Abbey is like one that I haven't read, and so maybe that will follow, you know, like as a pairing, I guess. I don't know if you've read it. Do you like it? That I feel like for me, some of those like that time period of books are like a little hit or miss. Like I was saying that Jane Eyre is like definitely top 10, one of my favorite books of all time. I really loved what is it? Thornfield Hall. I can't think the Tenant of Thornfield. Is that what it's called? Well, now I can't remember. But I really, this is like controversial here, and I'm so sorry if you love this book, but I really disliked Wuthering Heights. Like, it did not do it for me. I didn't like, whatever his name is, the male protagonist. I just found him to be like so unappealing that I like couldn't get behind it. Like, I understand like sort of why he is the way he is, but it just didn't do it for me. So yeah, I don't know. That's my 2 cents. I feel like so it's like a love or hate relationship with me. And, you know, I've read many Jane Austens, but I haven't read Northanger Abbey. So maybe that'll go on the list. I was, reassessing like my book stuff today, and I hit my goal of reading 30 books this year. So I'm pretty proud of myself. But also, like, I made a shelf at the beginning of the year. It's right over there. It's my pointing. You can't see it. But a, like, TBR shelf. And I put, like, all the books on there that I wanted to read. And the shelf has not gotten any emptier. I did read a lot of books from the shelf, but I seem to have filled it also. Well, anyway, I feel like now we're off in the weeds. But the next things I'm going to show you are Kate's art herself in different types of products. And like, these are so amazing. And she was so generous. Like, I can't even begin to tell you. So the first things are these two. I think she said they're technically handkerchiefs, but you could use it as an altar cloth or a wall hanging or any sort of thing. So the first one is this one. Of course, a truck goes by as soon as I show it to you. But this is this beautiful nighttime scene. Oops, there's a hair here. Of an owl over some standing stones. And I feel silly because at first I didn't recognize, but it's Avebury. And so she remembered that I said that I had a very moving experience at Avebury. So she wanted to include that. And so this is like really special to me. And I'm not sure where I will put it. The next one is this little kitchen scene. She does a lot of like hearth kitchen scene themed things. So cute. I love all, like everything about it is so cute. All of them, they're so good. And then I think I wanted to see, yeah, so she has another card here that will tell me more things. Yeah, I don't want to mess it up, but I also probably am going to forget the details, so I'm so sorry if I make a mistake. But this is the card that she's written in. It's her winter kitchen, winter themed kitchen. So beautiful. Like I said, I'm just going to go fast because there's kind of a lot, but I recommend you go check out her website. She has like such a plethora of beautiful products and I just can't even get over it. So then there are more cards. Oops. This is the Witch's Kitchen. Love it. There, the lighting is better like that. And to go with it, there's like a little zine. I'm going to call it a zine. I don't know if you want to call it like a pamphlet. But it has, I'm going to open it. It has like this diagram of the illustration. So, hold on, I need more hands. This is like the diagram that's marked to remind you of the card. And so each like bottle on the shelf that she's illustrated is then labeled. And it says like the Witch's Kitchen has the magical properties of all of the plants. And I'm just like, the amount of work that goes into these, it's like, this amazing. Then this one is the Wise Woman's Kitchen. And I think, yeah, again, this one is same thing, like has the diagram, but these are all the like healing properties of the plants. So again, like it's just, I don't know, her work is stunning. Like so much thought and, you know, hard work and detail goes into all of this. And I just am like so blown away by it. But then the last thing, or not the last thing, second to last thing is this beautiful tea towel. Again, same kind of concept with the shelf. And this is the Forager's Kitchen. And, sorry, trying to fold that. Trying to go kind of fast. And again, like, same thing, a zine with a diagram. And, yeah, it's how to, you know, all the how to forage and the things you can do with the foraged plants. And then this really is the final thing. And this, I feel like this might be my favorite thing. And she and I were talking the other day, and I know that she has plenty of these left. So if you see this and you love it, I would go get one. I think it's great. I feel like I'm so flush with calendars this year. Like I bought the Lori Pemberton calendar, which was such a splurge for me, but I'm always envious each year when I see people have them and I didn't get it. But then I have this beautiful calendar now. My neighbor also, he always gives a calendar and he just stopped by. So I have like so many calendars. I think it's going to be great. I can have one in every room. But Kate's is, it's like a seasonal pantry themed. And it's just so beautiful. And it has like, I don't want to like show all the months, but here, we'll show February because that's my birthday month. But so this is February and we have Bridget's Cross because it's in bulk in February. But then what I think is really sweet is then like in the illustrations is like, this is a little recipe, and also it has like tips for things you could be doing at this time of year. So it says look for early nettles, weave baskets, graft your fruit trees, and make candles. And so it's just so, I don't know, it's gorgeous. And again, like her attention to detail, and I don't know, it blows me away. I feel like I have attention to detail too, but this, like, my brain is just like, couldn't even think of all of it. And it's so great. Like, even the books on the shelves in the illustration are like real books, and I don't know, it's just, I love this calendar so much. And I really think that, like, oh my gosh, what is this? July, the book on the shelf is Craft by Alexander Langlands, and I want to read that book so bad. I think Ruth Goodman also, what is her book? But both of them, I love them. Maybe I've never talked about that on here, but I love, whatever, all of them. Victorian Farm, Tudor Monastery Farm, Tales from the Green Valley, all of those programs are like my most favorite television programs. Yeah, I don't know. I just think this is so special and so beautiful. So I really wanted to take the time to honor that and show some gratitude, because it just was so special and thoughtful. And this whole YouTube process and journey has really connected me with a lot of people. And some of them are just really special connections. I feel like we're like super similar people that just happen to live across an ocean from each other. And so, I think we can all have our opinions about technology and, like, is it good? Is it bad? Is it ruining our youth? Whatever the arguments are. And I think all of that is true. But I also think that the beauty of connection and being able to connect with people that you may never meet is a really, really special part of that, and being able to share our creativity and our lives with each other. So I feel like this video is going to be crazy long. That happens every single time. I'm sorry. Sorry, not sorry. Next week will be a podcast episode come hell or high water. So I'm praying, not that praying is going to help me because the only one that can make it happen is myself, but I'm really hoping to have my gift knits done, or at least done enough that I can show you. I've done okay. I think I will have my mom's stuff done and hopefully Caleb's stuff done. I don't think I'm going to be able to do the mittens for my friend. Maybe I'll have time at the last minute, but I don't think I'm going to have time. So I will make her something different. But I appreciate you all joining me. I feel like I yammered on about that in the beginning. But I really do mean it. That's the other thing too. I mean, this whole thing has blown me away and I'll never get over it. Yeah, I don't know. I guess we'll part ways here. I hope that you got nice and cozy and it's either warm where you are or you're staying warm. Some of you have commented and been like, I live in Australia and it's hot and sunny here. And again, that's so cool to me. Like, it's just so crazy. I don't know, like, it's living in the future. Okay, anyway, if you enjoyed this video, if you could please give it a thumbs up. It really helps me out. It tells the YouTube algorithm that you liked it and maybe other people would like it too. If you're new here and this is the first video of mine you've ever seen, generally this channel is mostly knitting content and other fiber craft content, some homesteading content, and then occasionally one of these just kind of like chatty hangout videos. So if you enjoyed that, feel free to hit subscribe and stick around. We would love for you to join us here. If you are interested in finding me other places, everything will be linked in the description below, but I am on Instagram, I am on Goodreads, I'm on Ravelry. You can find, if you're looking for me, you'll find all the links down below. And I think that's pretty much all we have to say. Feeny wants to come out of her room, so I gotta go. But again, thank you for joining me. We'll talk soon. Happy knitting. I hope you have a great week. Bye-bye.